Okay. Hey everyone, it's Rich.
And Ersan.
We're here to review episodes 5 and 6 of season 3, Young Justice.
That's right. Away mission and rescue ops,
Yep.
whatever I think is what it's called. Episodes 5 and 6.
Yeah, away mission and rescue op. Yep.
Rescue op. Nice. Okay. So, just to kind of give you guys the skinny on this episode. Basically, Miss Martian's brother is mimicking or pretending to be Orion, a new god, and starting to entice a fight between the bugs and the new gods. So we get the new gods, and I think this is the first time we get the new gods coming. We go to the new gods' place.
Yeah, we met them in season 1.
We did when they turned into the transform. When they turned into the Megazord.
Megazord, Voltron, whatever the heck it was.
And turns out it's Miss Martian's brother, little brother.
Yeah, the Mr. X, the Malcolm X of Mars.
And that's the basic premise of this episode.
Yeah. We meet Forager, who looks like he's going to be the Jar Jar Binks of Young Justice.
Right. While you chat, I'm gonna look up what the first appearance of Forager was in DC Comics.
Okay. So we met Forager. We made a bunch of bugs. They refer to themselves in the third person, all named Forager.
That's true. They say Forager is Forager.
It's a little confusing. It's a bit confusing. In the beginning, we see Bear again. If you remember, he's part of the Megazord.
That's true.
Thing. He comes to Earth. He seeks Superboy's help, but Superboy is stuck on Earth with. I'll just call it babysitting.
Also, Forager's first appearance was in New Gods #9.
Nice.
Yeah. For anybody that's interested.
Right, he looks a lot more humanoid bug than he does in Young Justice.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of bug he is, though.
New Genesis bug, I guess.
But we do get a little bit of Connor can't go, so Miss Martian goes and she recruits some of the team.
Oh, that's right. Yes. We get Static.
We get Blue Beetle. We get Kid Flash, Impulse, the previous Impulse.
And a new Kid Flash, and what's that girl's name?
Oh, she said she was training with Zatanna. I don't know her name, though, but she's like a magic lady.
Magic Girl.
Yeah. And we get Wonder Girl as well.
Wonder Girl, right? Who's having some kind of fight with Tim.
With Tim? Dude, what's going on, man?
I mean, he's not in the episode, but they're like arguing on the phone in the beginning.
That's right. Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's kind of cool that you see like Static mingling with like, he has like friends.
He does.
Like, it's not just other people from the last episode. It's like they'll kind of form this little like. I mean, they're all part of the team, but they kind of it seemed like they formed this little clique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's pretty cool. So the theme, if you want to deconstruct the theme a little bit, basically, it's manipulating a group of people to start a war, so that this way one can kind of escape the racism that he received or felt or something along those lines. And they made it into this thing where we get the new Genesis. We get the new gods of New Genesis. And, this series has been, the Mother Box stuff. I think that's probably going to be the bread and butter of this stuff, because you do get some pretty interesting storylines. So I'm not surprised that this happened again.
Oh, her name is 13.
13?
Yes, like Ariana, she's half Caucasian, half Asian.
Oh, interesting. Taylor Swift had this whole 13 phase. She used to write it on on the back of her hand. It was very, very odd.
Yeah, you seem to know a lot about Taylor Swift.
I remembered that.
Right, okay.
Also, something else to note, when Miss Martian's brother, I forget his name, but when Miss Martian's brother was dressing up as Orion, he had two metahumans with him as well. So this metahuman thing is getting trafficked very far distances.
In space.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But it's a cool episode. I thought it was pretty cool. The one thing I did notice was Blue Beetle kind of just like is in this episode, and maybe this is wrong to say, but the first thing I said was, wow, how the mighty have kind of fallen in some senses.
Oh, because he's more like a background character.
Yeah, now he's just basically background.
Well, it's kind of nice because they're kind of rotating, giving other people a chance.
A chance.
Her brother's name is Malafalik.
Manafalak?
Well, that's what he's calling himself, but it's supposed to be like I think his real name is Makam Mars.
Right.
Makan.
Right.
But
he also showed us that new ugly creature form.
Yeah, what makes me wonder, like, they're white Martians. How exactly are they related to Martian Manhunter? They said their nephew, like, that's the uncle, but did he adopt? Like, his family adopted to white Martians?
I don't know.
And we also get, like, a background of, like, a little brief little flashback of when they're kids.
Yeah, they did. They look kind of cool. They look like they had no jaws.
Yeah, and then how the Green Martians, we get a little history of that. Green Martians treat them terribly.
Yeah, not nice. Racism.
Yeah, which I kind of... In the comics, the white Martians are, like, evil.
Oh.
But they might have something similar to the storyline. But I guess maybe the white Martians were kind of evil at one point. We also... Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess they were evil at one point. Maybe that's why the Greens... Maybe they're like their... Maybe I'm thinking maybe they're like their race kind of dwindled. And that's why the Greens treat them so bad. So, like, I don't want that again. And also we get into... We don't see it, but they talk about another color of Martians. Red.
That's true. That's true. I wonder what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, the red, green, white. It's pretty cool.
So they kind of snuck in like some things as well. I quite enjoyed watching this. What would you rate this episode?
I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. It was fun. You know what? No, I'll change it. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It wasn't bad. It was interesting. Kept my attention.
Right.
I liked the little cameos from the team.
Better than what I thought. I'll be honest with you. Well, we get a slight break from the Markovia stuff, and we get a bit more of this new thing now. And I think it's the first time they've gone to New Genesis, so we get to see another world, and we don't have to get too crazy with the Markovia stuff, which is okay to me. It's not exactly the best thing in the world.
It's just, I don't know. It's just very. To me, the Markovia stuff just seems a little boring.
Right.
Like, just like when they can be doing so much other stuff, like going to a new planet like New Genesis or fighting, like, compared to season 1 and 2, it just seems, I guess maybe I don't feel connected to them, I guess.
Right.
And it just seems very, like, I don't want to say out of place. It's not out of place. It fits in what they're doing. It just seems boring. Like, it's like, all right, when you get one of these, like, movies when they constantly put out the whole Russian trope, like all the war in Russia. It's kind of boring. I mean, I never really found that interesting, but that's just me, maybe. Maybe, but yeah.
A small thing to note in this episode. I don't know what it means. Maybe it means nothing, but when they were coming out of the boom tube, what's his face says, "Oh, we got a little bit of magical bad luck or something," and that was the Lady 13, or that was that chick 13.
Yeah.
So she could potentially manipulate powers, abilities while boom tubing.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what her story is.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see that. But I'd give it a 7. I think it was just well above what a filler episode is. And a little bit below of what my standard for a quality episode. But I think it was a great episode.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, I'll stick with 8. It was pretty good. Now, moving on to episode 6. What do you get?
It's the one where they're all kind of all together on the compound, and you see Jason Todd, Ra's al Ghul, Tigress, Nightwing, and Brion.
We think it's just.
All right, and now with episode 6, Rescue Op. Give you guys the skinny on this episode. So basically, Brion finds out that Infinity Island is where Ra's al Ghul lives.
Also, Black Spiders and stuff returns.
Yeah, I'll get there for sure.
Well, he was in the beginning. Obviously.
So they find out that someone threw a rock on this person, and it's confirmed that the metagene that's in Brion, which is also in his sister, is that of like earth element thingies or whatever. So they deduce that that's what's happening, is that she's the one that did that, and she might be on Infinity Island. So Violet, Forager, and Brion try to go to Infinity Island and see if she's there. Allegedly, she's not there, and they get into a fight. They meet Ra's al Ghul, and we find out Ra's al Ghul is not part of the light anymore. And
League of Shadows.
Yeah, or League of Shadows. So it's basically he's just by himself with no friends.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the basic concept for Rescue Op, with a little bit of like some stuff sprinkled in, which we'll get into. But that's the basic premise of this episode. A much better episode than the episode before, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like. It's rather. You get Nightwing doing kind of what he does best, and that's either leading a team or being in the forefront of a team. The Ra's al Ghul stuff is always going to be really cool, and I think that's material that you can always go to. And in a way, this episode kind of harkens back to the beginning episodes, where you have this new group of people, because they get an RV. You know, Sphere turns into an RV, and
Bioship.
What's up? Oh, Bioship, my bad. Bioship can turn into an RV. That's great. A car and an RV. And Brion and Forager can now sleep in that room, sleep in that RV. They get some apples. Violet has like they're working on their powers a little bit. And then they fuck around and try to think they're bigger than Ra's al Ghul, you know? World building in this episode.
To be fair, I don't know about Brion, but I guess you wouldn't know either. They don't really know who Ra's al Ghul is, to be fair to them. We find out more
to them, bro.
Halo gets a new name, Violet.
That's true. And we find out her real name, Gabrielle Dawood.
Yeah, I got I think it's getting political in this. Because they have this like flashback that she has, which finds out her name, and she's like getting her passport stamped, and the lady doing it mentioned something. I don't know why we let you in, and it kind of gave me Israeli-Palestine vibes.
Refugees more than anything else, I would say.
I guess, but I was just thinking maybe because they look kind of light skinned, and I mean Israel doesn't have a king or anything like that.
They don't have a king.
They don't have a royal family, but I just got kind of vibes from that.
Interesting.
We find out Violet, which she prefers to be called, and Brion are kind of getting closer.
Ooh, a little.
But we find out Violet she's pretty much immortal. She can revive herself.
Yeah, she gets her neck. Yeah, she gets it broken, man.
Which I guess we could have kind of figured from her first introduction when they were burying her.
Right. I'm getting a little numb to I think they're just showing her getting killed. I hope she's not the recurring character that gets killed and gets brought back to life.
I just wish she wasn't a recurring character, to be honest. We get lots of comparisons to season 1, the first episode, with Brion, Forager, and Halo, Violet, whatever, being compared to Robin, the first Robin.
Right.
First Kid Flash and Aqualad.
Yeah.
Super makes a comment. We find out from was it this episode or the last episode? We find out to snap a car their former teacher was like, I guess, living on with them or something. That he accidentally led the Joker or something to Mount Justice.
Oh, I think we find it out in the last episode.
Right.
The new Genesis, it's interrupted because they're scrapbooking.
Right. Sorry, guys. We're gonna overlap a little bit with these episodes.
We watched them back to back and then we review them.
Yeah, so find out that I like was the best part we get, which I think. I remember I was yelling, oh my god," or something. Oh my god, Jason Todd.
Yeah, bro.
Which has to be him, right? I mean, the credits he's credited as I forgot who voiced the movie. He's credited as Hooded Ninja.
Yeah, bro. It's Jason Todd, 100%. Because he
And
says at the end, he's like, Grayson.
yeah,
Yeah, bro. You okay?
Yeah, and him is, and then Rachel
What
goes
you
like,
doing over here, dog?
Yeah, and he's like, your memories are starting to come back. And him and Grace and the Nightwing, they actually fight. Like it's like they instinctively fight like two brothers.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
In the comics, do they overlap with one another?
Oh yeah, in the comics, yeah, Nightwing and I think when he became Robin in the comics, Dick gave him his old costume, and he tried to befriend him, but he was kind of he's Jason Todd.
That's right. Because if you guys remember, when they're in the Hall of the Fallen, Jason Todd is one of the Fallen, and that takes place in between season 1 and season 2.
Well, in season 2. Well, him becoming Robin, and so like that takes place. But the thing you're talking about is season 2, the episode when we see it.
Yeah, right.
Was kind of cool seeing them like fight. It was in the comics. I think it was they've interacted a lot, but in the comics, there was a remember when Batman dies they think he died in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's trying to like battle for the cowl. He actually becomes like a twisted version of Batman, and him fighting until Nightwing ultimately becomes the new Batman temporarily.
Also, big news in this episode: we get Damian Wayne.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, like Talia al Ghul.
Yeah. Because we all know how he's conceived. So yeah, I like how she walks out and she's like, "Look at this baby that we very very much close up on."
Which is kind of weird that I don't know. I just thought that like that origin. This is a comic though. It's always kind of weird how he was born. Like he's a guy, Batman. He could have easily slept with her, got her pregnant. It's like they wanted to add something else, like
right, more shock value.
It's just kind of weird. I don't know. It's just kind of weird they added that.
Right. You can there's a movie. Is it the Son of Batman?
Yeah, Batman vs Robin.
No, I don't.
No, the Son of Batman is the first one. Right? Yeah, the first one.
I think the first one is Son of Batman.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah.
Because Damian Wayne calls Alfred Pennyworth. Hello, Pennyworth. But this was a chill episode, man. What would you rate this?
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, same. This was a solid episode. The Ra's al Ghul stuff is cool, you know.
Not only the Jason Todd part, but I did like the way Nightwing and Ra's al Ghul interact.
Right.
Like it's very. I mean, we obviously know they know each other, obviously, but we just get this history. Like when Nightwing goes, when Brion's like, "You're lying," because he tells him, "I'm not in the light anymore. I'm not this and that."
Mm-hmm.
And Nightwing cuts in. He's like, Ra's al Ghul is many things, but a liar isn't one of them.
Yeah, because that's the same thing that same line is used in Avengers.
Really? Which one?
When what's her face says that about Thanos.
Oh, the sister or
the sister.
The blue one, right? I guess
Nebula.
Yes.
So when really the original not liar is Ra's al Ghul. So what happens is they're stealing from cartoon movies.
They could, or everyone just. And we also get introduced to Sensei, who, in the comics, I believe is Ra's al Ghul's dad, but he calls his own son Master.
Right. And also, I think in the beginning we get a little bit of them training, trying to hone their skills and their powers. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah,
it was pretty cool, and I hope they get Brion like some kind of suit that doesn't has good material that doesn't melt.
That's true. I did like seeing Black Spider, which I thought was really awesome.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
It's like last time when he showed up in a previous episode.
Right, I like the episode when he premiered. That would be my favorite introduction of him.
Yeah.
Green Arrow fight in Artemis.
And given the information that we're provided, it seems like it's almost a certainty that uh, Brion's sister is alive, and she was the one that killed that dude with the rock.
Well, yeah, if they go with the comics, Brion's sister is Terra.
Yeah,
we don't know
right.
Terra. If you watch Teen Titans or Teen Titans: The Judas Contract.
Oh, Judas Contract, I think, is a must watch.
Yeah, or even that was alright. I mean, to me, that was or even the Teen Titans animated show, which again was alright to me. I don't really care for them much. She's a big part in that.
Oh wow!
You never watched Teen Titans animated show?
The one on Cartoon Network?
Yeah, it's like, oh goodness, that wasn't that great of a show, but yeah, she's a big part. And I remember Beast Boys are, I think I'm not sure. I think in the comics too, they're kind of like love members. I don't know if they'll play that in this.
Ooh.
So it looks like her. I wonder if they're gonna give her the same story though with Deathstroke.
Okay, yeah, we'll see. You know, this season is moving. It's not moving slow, but you can definitely tell there was a bunch of years off, and they're like, all right, let's dust this up, or we have to build a kind of story from kind of scratch in some cases. So, they're trying, and I think the comeback into this season, they're adding a little bit more death and stuff like that. Although, in my opinion, the Brion and Violet are not really that fun characters. I'll still watch it. Forager, I kind of want to see what happens.
I don't like Forager. Forager's a waste of a character.
Fair enough.
I think they could have literally done it. We could get maybe a young Orion or something.
And also, Artemis is fully Tigress, so she's doing missions as Tigress now. And I think she's just Artemis because they're just used to calling her Artemis.
Well, that's her name, Artemis.
Yeah.
And we do find out that Sportsmaster is not leading the assassins.
That's true. They give you good information in these episodes, even when you don't notice it. All right, folks. That was episodes 5 and 6 of Young Justice Review. Away Mission and Rescue Op.
Yeah, recommend it. Watch it if you.
I do. Yeah, so do I. Stay tuned. Coming up next, episode 7 and 8. Goodbye.
Bye.